What's something quirky that people don't consider to be a mental illness? I had a friend who was always late. He would say he was on his way and then show up 2 hours later. He would say he was 5 minutes away and then show up an hour later. He was late to everything. It got to the point where we would tell him to be somewhere an hour earlier than we actually needed him to be there, and he would still be late. It was infuriating. One day, we were supposed to meet up at a restaurant at 7 p.m. He called me at 6:45 p.m. and said he was on his way. He showed up at 9:30 p.m. I was so angry that I left the restaurant and went home. He called me and asked where I was. I told him I was tired of his constant lateness and that I didn't want to be friends with him anymore. He started crying and told me he had a problem with time management and that he was going to therapy for it. I felt bad for him, but I was still angry. I told him I needed some time to cool off and that I would talk to him later. A few days later, he called me and told me he had been diagnosed with ADHD and that his therapist was helping him with his time management issues. He apologized for all the times he was late and said he was working on it. We made up and he has been much better about being on time since then.